Tonight on To The Point, drivers caught up in politics.
Elon Musk is becoming a controversial figure within the Trump administration. Coming up, how his political comments are impacting Tesla drivers here in California.
This as more federal employees are set to be laid off under Trump administration cuts. Plus, over budget and behind schedule.
We have no idea the cost or the time frame in which it would be completed.
Tonight, how federal leaders say they will be looking into California's high-speed rail project. A local mayor proposing a new way to help the unhoused find resources. And later, our champions of hope meet the man behind the thrift shop on wheels, how he's working to help those in need. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on To The Point. I'm Becca Habiger. Alex Bell is on assignment. Today marks 1 month since President Trump took the oath of office, starting his second administration with a blitz of controversial executive orders and slashes to the federal workforce. Tonight, as Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, spearhead those cuts, calls are growing for people to ditch their Teslas. That's a company, of course, that Musk owns. People protested outside Tesla dealerships this past weekend. This is video out of the Bay Area. Organizers called for people to trade in their cars and divest from the company. Well, tonight, ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen is taking a closer look at how this is impacting Sacramento drivers.
I first got kind of, I would say, obsessed with Tesla starting in 2020.
Pharmacist Bryce Whitesides from Sacramento says he's a proud Tesla owner, owning 4 Teslas in the past 4 years and now drives a Cybertruck. But lately, Tesla CEO Elon Musk has caused frustration as he carries out the Trump administration's objectives through DOGE.
I can't even statistically prove that a favorable Harris voter favorable of Elon exists. His unfavorable rating is 76%, off the charts. So Elon has become an incredibly polarizing figure.
Michael Murphy founded the EV Politics Project, a bipartisan organization aimed at closing the gap between Republicans and Democrats over electric vehicles. The organization polled 600 voters this year to see how parties felt about Tesla. More than 64% of Trump supporters favor the company as compared to 41% of Harris voters.
Among the Democrats who currently buy EVs at a rate 4 or 5 times as high as Republicans, they can't stand them.
Tesla drivers here in Sacramento say they have felt the impacts of the work Elon Musk is doing for the Trump administration.
It's been a little bit annoying to me. Like, I was just sitting here, I plugged in the Cybertruck today, and as I was getting back in the car, a lady walked by and she said, "Your car is really dumb."
Tesla owners and dealerships have been recently targeted. In one of a number of incidents, the FBI and ATF are investigating. A Tesla dealership in Oregon recently had its windows shot out. Musk's political behavior caused former ABC 10 employee George Warren to change his mind about owning a Tesla.
The guy is brilliant, but he's also, I think, increasingly unhinged. And he's doing and saying some things that I find repugnant. And I thought to myself, you know what? I don't want to drive my car anymore.
But regardless of politics, Whiteside says he'll remain loyal to the Tesla brand.
So they just came out with a brand new Model Y, so I'm looking at getting one of those in the future.
And Jeannie, we've seen headlines saying Tesla's sales are being down, and this has some people asking, is Elon Musk's politics to blame here?
Well, Becca, the group EV Politics Project, who polled the voters, said the reason for the decline are complicated, but there are hints that Musk's politics could be playing a role in this. Now, according to data from the California New Car Dealers Association, the Tesla Model Y and Model 3 were the 2 top-selling electric vehicles in the state in 2024. And while Tesla's total market share declined in California, it is still only behind Toyota in terms of market shares. ABC 10 did reach out to Tesla for comment, but did not receive a response, Becca.
Jeannie, thank you. The U.S. Department of Transportation has launched a review of California's controversial high-speed rail project. Officials want to determine if $4 billion in taxpayer funds should still be committed to the section of the project that would connect Merced to Bakersfield. The original project was expected to connect San Francisco all the way down to Los Angeles. The first section is still under construction, and the Federal Department of Transportation says it's now estimated to cost more than the total original project at $106 billion.
The voters said they wanted this high-speed rail, 400 miles between your 2 biggest cities. That has not been delivered. We have no idea the cost or the time frame in which it would be completed. So ask Governor Newsom, what is your plan, Governor? How are you going to complete this project? Because if you ask the legislators who know this project really well, they're not very hopeful that it can get done.
Report released by the High-Speed Rail Inspector General in October found the current project from Merced to Bakersfield faces a funding gap of $6.5 billion, even with more federal funding. Local Congressman Kevin Kiley has also introduced a bill that would cut federal funding for the project altogether. And we reached out to the High-Speed Rail Authority for comment on the review. The CEO sent a statement saying, in part, we welcome this investigation and the opportunity to work with our federal partners. With multiple independent federal and state audits completed, every dollar is accounted for, and we stand by the progress and impact of this project. And tonight, the Trump administration is taking more steps to slash the federal workforce. Perry Russum has details on which agencies could be impacted next.
As President Trump dramatically cuts the federal workforce, U.S. officials tell ABC News 2 members of the Joint Chiefs of Staff are on the Pentagon's list to possibly be fired. They are General C.Q. Brown, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and Admiral Lisa Franchetti, the chief of naval operations. It was General Brown who greeted Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth on his first day at the Pentagon. Hegseth asked if he would fire Brown.
Standing with it right now. Look forward to working with him.
Sources tell ABC News cuts are also being made at the IRS. More than 6,000 new employees are starting to be fired today, all during tax season.
I think our objective is to make sure that the employees that we pay are being productive and effective.
Elon Musk has set a goal of cutting $2 trillion in federal spending. Trump says he's considering giving 20% of savings directly to Americans.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon.
That proposal would require congressional approval.
Well, this is all going to be worked on through the reconciliation process with Congress that's going underway right now. As you've seen, the Senate's moving a bill, the House is moving a bill. The president has great confidence in both chambers to deliver on his priorities.
And tonight, a federal judge is refusing to temporarily block the Trump administration's mass layoffs of federal workers. Unions brought a lawsuit against the administration, arguing the cuts conflict with Congress's power. The judge says the claims must be brought under federal employment law rather than in district court. And the Senate today confirmed Kash Patel as FBI director. The vote was close, 51-49, with 2 Republicans voting against his confirmation. Patel, who is a former federal defense attorney and Justice Department counterterrorism prosecutor, has faced criticism about his qualifications. FBI director is a 10-year term position. Today, as U.S. envoy for the war in Ukraine, meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as tension builds between the two countries. A scheduled news conference with the two men was canceled. Ukraine said that came at the request of the United States. This is all after President Trump falsely blamed Ukraine for the Russian invasion, and Trump called Zelensky a dictator.
A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast, or he's not going to have a country left.
This is the latest escalation by Trump as the U.S. starts negotiations with Russia to end the war in Ukraine. Zelensky has accused Trump of spreading Russian disinformation. Trump is apparently escalating his attacks on Zelensky after Ukraine turned down a proposal that would have given the U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals. Well, still ahead on To the Point, helping the unhoused. The unconventional approach one local mayor wants to take to connect them to resources.
And weather is changing. We are warming up after the rain, the snow, and the wind. We've got some 70s on the way for this weekend. Forecast coming up.
Plus, a new project underway in Arden Arcade, how it's expected to improve road safety for drivers and pedestrians. ABC 10 meteorologist Brendan Minchef joins us now. Brendan, I saw a graphic on Instagram calling this fall spring. I heard you say 70s in the forecast.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, this weekend, we're going to see some 70s for the first time since November. So It's been quite a while. But yeah, definitely could be called a fall spring because we still have some winter months left to go. Taking a look at the wind gusts. Today it was a little breezy out there, especially down in Stockton. Saw a max gust of 36 miles per hour, Marysville 35. Davis and Modesto 31 each. Sacramento Executive about 30 miles per hour in downtown. Obviously a little more sheltered from the wind. Only 20 mile per hour wind gusts observed today. In terms of high temperatures, it was very seasonal for the time of year. 65 in Sacramento, 66 in Stockton. But as you work your way out towards the bay, 70 in Vacaville, 73 in Santa Rosa. In fact, Santa Rosa was 10 degrees above their normal high for this time of year. 61 right now in Sacramento, 61 in Elk Grove, 60 Manteca, 61 Modesto, 59 in Stockton, 58 in Fairfield, 61 Vacaville. Temperatures will continue to come down as we go through the rest of this evening. We'll have a mix of some clear skies and some clouds out there as well. Temperatures dropping to about 50 degrees by 11 o'clock tonight. Waking up early on Friday morning, we'll see some upper 30s and some low 40s as well. Mostly clear. Tomorrow morning, 39 Sacramento, 41 Stockton, 40 in Modesto, 30s and 40s in the foothills. Teens up in the high country to start off Friday morning. Friday afternoon, the warming trend begins. We're going to be a few degrees above average in those mid to upper 60s across the valley, but it gets better than that. We'll see some 70s starting on Sunday. That continues all the way through next week. It's definitely going to be a taste of spring, but we know March can be cold as well. It just depends. I also want to update the drought monitor real quick. Here's what it looked like last week, especially down in Southern California. Look at the change we saw. Statewide drought improved by about 20%. So that's some good news, especially down in Southern California. We saw improvements. But again, look at the next 10 days. Becca, we've got a lot of 70s.
That looks great, Brendan. Thank you so much. Well, next, on to the point. The unconventional way one local mayor is attempting to connect the unhoused with resources. Plus, in this week's Champions of Hope, meet the man behind a mobile thrift shop, how it's helping those in need. Lodi's mayor is proposing a new idea he hopes would help the city's homeless population by encouraging people to not feed them. A homeless advocates say the idea could work. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras has the story.
A van offering free laundry services parked outside of Lodi's Access Center Thursday. It's one of 15 services the homeless can find at the low barrier shelter.
Whether they need job placement or housing, mental health help, and everything else.
An average 73 people use the shelter daily, but with an estimated homeless population of over 400, Lodi Mayor Cameron Bregman wants more people to walk through the center's front doors.
Simple signs can be a great thing.
The mayor says writing on the signs would discourage people from feeding the homeless and instead direct them to the city's access center.
The people that feed them, the people that give them money, they want to help, right? That's usually what that action means. And so all we're saying is there's a better place and a better system to actually do that in.
The mayor says the new signs would look similar to this one. He says in total he'd like to see about 100 on city property, including on city-owned traffic lights.
And my personal idea is, again, putting some QR codes on the sign. Low budget, $50,000. I think we can put about 100 signs out in Lodi.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Homeless advocates like Bill Morsch are on board.
But when a lot of other nonprofits, heart's in the right place, but go out and just feed, you're really making addiction easy.
He says most homeless people already know about the Access Center. It's a matter of getting them there.
You got to do everything we can. And there are people that are standing there that are getting to the end of themselves, and they'll look at that sign and go, I do need to go there. And if it saves one life, it was worth it.
In Lodi, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
So what's next? Well, the mayor says the idea is still early on, but he hopes to get public input and have a proposal drawn up and ready for the council to vote on by July. Job opportunities are coming to Stockton. Amazon announced today it plans to create more than 1,000 new full-time jobs. It comes as the company is opening 2 new facilities this spring. Amazon says the positions start at $21.25 an hour and include benefits. A new street project is underway in the Arden Arcade area. Today, crews broke ground on phase 1 of the Arden Way Complete Streets project. Construction is happening between Morse and Watt Avenues. This part of the project will include new landscaping, raised medians, and bike lanes with a divider separating cyclists from drivers. Officials say the goal is to create safer road conditions and improve the corridor.
The county is trying to enhance all of our unincorporated roadways, so this is a big part of that for Arden. Our next phase is in design now for west of Morse. So along with the safety enhancements, it'll be beautifying the corridor with separated landscape and some landscape median.
Phase 1 of the project is expected to be completed in fall or winter of this year. We know that in news, stories are filled with challenges and hardships, but incredible things are happening every day, from neighbors helping neighbors to inspiring acts of kindness. And each week, we're sharing stories about people making a difference. Tonight, in our Champions of Hope, Alex Bell introduces you to the Kindness Mobile Thrift Shop, where donating or buying clothes can help someone in need.
Welcome to the Kindness Mobile Thrift Shop. The original concept was, let's get a bus, throw things in it, and go to different communities that need help. Vests, denim jackets, leather coats. We're not like a big box thrift store. Everything here is like from the 80s as far as pricing goes.
The Kindness Mobile Thrift Shop,
Thanks.
started by Rusty Blackwell, is on a mission to help others.
Okay, here we go. Every penny that we secure, it goes to the Russ Cheer Foundation, which is the foundation that I started that has 4 branches geared towards single mothers and their children, suicide prevention initiatives, animal rescue, and underseen communities, because those are all things directly related to my heart.
The shop's donations are funded by donations itself.
And we handpick every single item you see, every stitch of clothing, every earring back, we pick everything.
But if you visit the bus,
Look up to the right and you'll see her.
you'll notice more than just clothes.
Also, whenever you see a ladybug, that's my mom too.
Ladybugs, known as a sign of good fortune and love.
And her name is Joan. This picture was taken, I think, in either 1959 or 1960.
A single mom from New York with a knack of reusing goods.
She's the one that got me into the whole thrifting vibe and all. Like, when newspapers were in fashion, she was the one that would circle every Saturday, every Sunday garage sale, flea market, thrift store.
Rusty knowing how a piece of clothing or even a purse can bring comfort.
I still have this bag in storage.
You still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. I have to keep, that's my mom, yeah.
What do you think she would say,
She
seeing
would be
you do all this?
extremely proud. Blessed. She started all this.
What's making you emotional about that?
It's hard. It's hard. She died a year after my wife died, on the same day.
Rachel, Rusty's wife, died by suicide.
2020, on November 12th, my wife took her life. And that's something that really, let me tell you, that's not a club that you want to be in. We were dealing with mental health and dealing with her issues and things like that for many, many years before that day. And then once that happened, I knew that I needed to do more.
Every shirt, pair of earrings, or hat that's bought or donated, now giving back to those who need it most. Russ and his team recently took the mobile thrift shop to Southern California.
And good morning. A couple of hours into our trip, the sun is now rising, on our way down to LA. And people are just pulling over on the road in their trucks, and there's the bus, and bringing more and more.
Giving away everything in their bus for free to LA wildfire victims.
We have to, because again, this is bigger than us, and it's clothing. It's, basic necessities.
The Kindness Mobile Thrift Shop carrying more than clothes.
Rachel wouldn't want me to be upset. My mom wouldn't want me to be upset. They would want me to smile and keep pushing and keep helping.
But also good fortune and love, just like a ladybug.
I've brought her with me in more ways than one. And she is the inspiration, and I owe this all to her.
Taking what his mother and his wife taught him on the road to share a little kindness in the world.
Wow, thank you, Rusty, for all that you do. We know there are so many more stories waiting to be told. If you know someone making a difference, we'd love to hear about it. Please share a story with us by emailing us at tothepoint@abc10.com. Together, we can keep spreading positivity, one story at a time. Hey, stay with us. We're back after this short break. Before we go tonight, some big news for music fans. Sacramento's Golden Sky Festival has been canceled for this year. Now, organizers didn't give a reason for the cancellation, but they did say they hope the event will return next year. A statement on their Facebook page said, in part, this wasn't an easy decision, but we're committed to delivering the best possible festival experience. This isn't goodbye, it's just a short break before we come back in 2026 with a festival 2 years in the making. Well, also canceled is this year's Elk Grove Western Festival. According to the group's Facebook page, the Western Festival Board agreed some of their deadlines set had not been met. They say partially because of new regulations. They are looking for volunteers to help bring the festival back next year. Well, thank you so much for watching us and inviting us into your homes. If you have something you think we should be looking into, please reach out to the team. You can email us at tothepoint@abc10.com. And hey, To The Point doesn't end here. To watch stories featured on the show, you can download our free ABC 10 Plus streaming app to your TV. We hope you have a great and safe night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.